Hi, guys. DeAndre, Scott. Hi. Can you guys hear me? Can I get a 5x5? Matt, give me a 5x5. Scott, Abundance, Tammy, let me say hi. Jackie, Robin, Bern, Solo Woman, Stacy, Lola, Lexi, Arlette, DeAndre. I'm trying to say hi to my members. Bern, Trop, Tammy. Hey, guys, hey. Sound is good. Everything's good. Roxanne. Oh, I see. King has a crown. Michael, Will, all the members, Discord guys. Link is in the members section. Bonnie, bus driver. Dr. Sarah. Hello, Arlette. Robin. Violet till Doc. What's up, Doc? My admins. Robin, Doc, DeAndre, Jackie, Arlette, Papa G. Sorry I'm late. I was trying to find a hat. I gotta wear hats for a while. Kathy. Few more minutes, guys, and I'll start. It's not going to be long because I'm after surgery. Christina, hello. Lori. Surgery, by the way, was successful. Deborah, they were able to get everything. So now it's on to the recovery and on the up and up. It's time to, get better. Jackie Burt, Rebecca. My doctor was absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And I say, welcome, Cameron, welcome. Please, can you please email me and I'll give you the link because you get a premium Discord that comes with that. Deborah Bella Sophia, he is the most. If you have any type of you know, skin malignancies or any type of dermatological issues, oncological issues, he's at Fox Chase Cancer Center and his name is Dr. Aziza. Absolutely amazing. Doctor, surgeon, just I can't thank him enough. My significant other said that when I was already out and there was this big needle that went in my head, he's like, it was something very, very scary to see. So I'm glad I was out and didn't see anything and it's over with. Jacqueline. Guys, hydrogen bottle. Jackie, is it still on sale or is the sale over for the hydrogen bottle? And also they said that the lesion that was on my head actually could have been the cause of my seizures and migraines and everything like that. So, yep, time to get better now. And guys, you want to hear something funny? When I woke up, first thing I asked for was a quarter pounder. How crazy is that? I don't know why I would ever want a quarter pounder. Christine, the 99.9. And before I was knocked out, I told my surgeon, I was talking about like the investments because I always do with him. And I was like, once my investment matures, I'm gonna make sure your name gets put on a plaque. Well, his name is on a lot of plaques, but from me, like talking all kinds of, and then I was boom, and I don't remember anything else. GTC, no, that's your opinion. Thanks for sharing your opinion. I happen to disagree with it. Bonnie, hello. A Peden, Miss 78, hello. I'm just saying hi, guys. I'm going to get started shortly. How's everybody doing? Everybody okay? Kiko, hello. A Peden, in your opinion, what happened to Nader? Haven't heard from him in months. In my opinion, I believe that he's not around right now. Busy with business work, everything like that, in my opinion. Barbara Spencer, hello. Tammy Du Bois, Gino. Um, Hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, Peden, isn't that what he's supposed to say? Is it supposed to be Mr. T? Or can anybody say, my fellow Americans, the storm is upon us? That's supposed to be, is it, he's supposed to say it, right? Well, did you guys know that they arrested what's his name? From the records that they saw, I can't really say the names of because I'm on YouTube, but you know what I'm talking about, right? It happened early this morning. It's the beginning of things. It's starting to look a lot like Christmas, in my opinion, but not in December. Yes, so, all right. Okay, see how many people on? All right. Joseph, 6207. Why aren't you here? Well, I wasn't here often either. I've been really not well, but I'm starting to, get stronger, get better, have my surgery. So now it's on to recovery and then, getting better. Yeah, guys, please don't put his name in chat and stuff. Just be careful. I don't want to get my channel taken down. But I think that is the beginning, in my opinion, of what's coming. Does anybody agree with me? So you don't have to delete your messages, just just be careful what you say. So all right, well, let me get started real quick so we can get to the news, and I'm gonna do a Q&A. First thing is first, I want to just talk about my sponsors. First, I'm going to talk about Jackie. She's with Vital Forces. They do holistic medicine. She does spiritual stuff as well. She has the hydrogen bottle, which helps me personally. I use it. She also has NAD tabs, and X39 and anion patches, which really helped me to the point where I was able to get off like my anxiety meds and like gabapentin. And like I was able to get like off of 4 of my meds because of those patches and stuff. Really works. She offers a lot. So if you need anything with holistic, medicine, holistic health, spirituality, please contact Jackie at vitalforces.net. Her information is in chat. Um, Also, we have on trusts. Okay, we have the, oh my god, I keep always irrevocable trusts with Chief. Um, Jackie, put the name, or DeAndre, put the name of it in chat for me. I just don't want to I don't want to mess it up. And remember, I'm like still like have a little anesthesia. 508c1. Okay, it's an irrevocable C3. It's an irrevocable trust. Okay, it has a lot of benefits, and what do you call it? He is a lot of people have had, very good experiences with him, and myself personally, I'm going to be using that trust, several of them. So, because it protects you in a lot of ways, whereas you want to have everything and own nothing, okay? And you want to protect your wealth and you want to be safe, okay? So, I would recommend, giving him a call and or emailing him. It's Unity in Motion 45 at yahoo.com. Chief Mac, 508c3 trust, irrevocable trust. Also, if you are into crypto and you want to protect crypto, and you want to protect it by a firewall, so the wallets and the exchanges you always want to get your crypto off of, because anybody can have access to your cryptos. Um, what do you call it? So you want to get it into a cold wallet. Cold wallets are not always 100% safe either. If you want to really protect your crypto and have insurance for them, and know that if something was to, God forbid, happen, you would get your all your cryptos back and everything is protected by a firewall. Okay. You would have a 24/7 broker, personal broker that'll help you. Please contact Caleb and Brown. They're a partner of mine. So they're very, very good brokerage, and your crypto will be protected. You will learn a lot, and you will also get to know as the cryptos are coming out, the new ones. You will know first as being part of Caleb and Brown. So you can use my link in the description to sign up for free. Okay. And also, I have some products and stuff if you guys want to take a look through ShopMy. It's connected to the video if you guys are interested. Okay. Mary, there's value to keep the crypto safe. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, everything is, in my opinion, there's no financial advice. Everything is for educational, entertainment purposes only. Okay. All right. So, what do we want to hear about first? Iraq, Iran, Venezuela, Vietnam. What do you guys want to hear about first? Russia. Oh, you could also, in today's live, you could ask me about like some bank exchange procedures and questions as well. And please hit the like button. Please like, subscribe, and share if you guys like the information. All right, let's see. Okay. And I'm going to put some stuff out today. I want to see if you guys will be able to put, um, like, look between the lines. You know what I mean? And decipher. I hate these hats, man. All right, let's do. Okay, let's see. I want to see my, Bonnie says Venezuela. I'm seeing IQD, Bolivar, Iraq. Jackie, that's a very good question. She said, is Iran war just a position, not a true war taking place? Well, let me ask you guys a question. What do you think? Um, Gino Presti, do you still think Chase Bank is a good place to exchange? Absolutely. JP Morgan, Chase, yes. It's one of the main ones, JP Morgan and Wells. But just to answer Jackie's question, do you guys think it's a real war, in your opinion? We got to just watch how we talk about that. Lori, IQD Dong, okay. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you so much. Guys, if you want to donate, can you please do it to my Cash App, if you don't mind, because YouTube like takes a lot of it. So this is what I'm going to tell you, right? If it was real, okay, like let's put it that way. All the military stuff, everything is sent over there, right? Don't you think that there would have been an actual attack already done. Now, what I think, I'm going to say it very, very carefully, okay? I think it's going to be, so there's going to be a deal made, which I think was already, you know what I mean, done, okay? I got to be really careful. And I think that as per the prophecy, Israel is going to violate that deal. And they're the ones that are going to strike Iran. And that's what's going to show everybody what the truth is, if you guys, if that makes sense. That's a way of Mr. T showing the truth about somebody. Does that make sense to you guys? But what's going on right now with the US and Iran, I think it's, in my opinion, optics. Does that make sense to you guys? Also, based on what happened this morning and based on all the files that are released, I believe all that together with that and certain people being told to go, like given a green light, that are from, I believe in, thank you, Art Torres, that I believe are from Israel. Not, you understand what I'm trying to say? They're going to be told it's time. It's all going to happen in one time. And I'm still sticking to San Fran, the Golden Gate Bridge, and New York, Twin Towers, and I'm not the Twin Towers, the Statue of Liberty and his building, all at the same time. I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be very, very bad, worse than, you know, like we were warned. And at that time, everything's going to be flipped, in my opinion. Does anybody agree with me? And I can't, like, I hope you guys are trying to understand what I'm saying. And I believe that's all put together. That's what I think it's coming to. But I believe that it was all already planned. You know what I mean? It was planned. It's an event. It's an event-based situation. So you get it? Just like I was telling you guys, remember? I said that Iran is part of the Middle East, right? Iran has, like the US has stuff to gain from Iran, right? They got oil, they got a whole bunch of stuff, okay? And Mr. T kept saying, they're going to be prosperous, they're going to be prosperous, they're going to be prosperous, right? Then all of a sudden, they take zeros off their currency, right? Then all of a sudden now, oh, we're going to make a deal, but we want our sanctions off. And remember what I said, how quickly sanctions and stuff come off, right? And I said to you guys, that's Iraq's big brother, right? So how can Mr. T say they're going to be prosperous and they're part of the Middle East, but everybody in the Middle East is going to raise their value, but Iran is going to stay Iran? You know what I mean? And be like, how is that a level playing field? Then all of a sudden now it's, we'll agree to this, but you're going to have to drop the sanctions. So if they drop the sanctions, guess what happens? And they get a new regime put in, which they already have because Kadimi, I don't know where he's at or what hole he's climbing, but new regime, new currency, right? And in my opinion, did I say that I believe that Iran was going to go with Iraq and everybody else? Now you see how it's all kind of playing out. And per Kim Clement's prophecy, didn't he say in the end, Israel will be last and Iranian people will be free? They're going to liberalize Iran. They're going to liberalize them from the bad regime that they had. They're removing all the factions out of Iraq, all the bad people. You know what I mean? The regime, everything is falling. Maliki, within a couple hours, I just saw it, is supposed to withdraw his nomination himself. I believe once Maliki withdraws his nomination, they're going to come out with the deal that they made with Iran. This is in my opinion. Okay. The government, I already said, in my opinion, is already formed. Kurds are coming there with a delegation. Well, the Kurds are coming there. What do you think they're coming to talk about? In my opinion, I'm thinking they're coming to talk about the HCL. That's in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because based on what I read, how it's in stages, there's 5 stages. What's happening now is stage 5. They have digital for electricity payments, the PSOL, the digital dinar that they just launched with the whole, the platform and stuff for electricity payments. Everything is going digital, right? They got everything that was planned as far as like new currency, because the lower denoms, in my opinion, are ready. And I believe that the citizens are already exchanging their 3 zeros for the lower denoms. Okay, so Alak, like I said, is right hand man of Maliki. So this was all held up on purpose. Put it this way. So Maliki stepping down. They're getting rid of Iranian factions and all the Iranian influence in parliament. New regime in Iran. Make a deal. Israel just made a deal. All this will happen. They'll get their sanctions taken off, in my opinion. And that's when Israel is going to go and they're going to hit their nuclear plants as per prophecy. And that's when Mr. T, they're going to show the world who they really are. In my opinion, that's going to be the scare event. And they're going to attack those two places. And I believe the files that were released, the e-files, they're going to show somebody being taken away, like Prince Andrew was taken away. And that's going to cause a big thing. And, everything is going to be activated. And that's going to be your scare event. What do you guys think? So, a lot, right? So, let me finish about Iran. So, I believe that all that's being handled and Iran is going in this basket. In my opinion, I've always believed it and I'm not stepping away from that. Okay. Just like Venezuela, the dark horse. New regime was already in place before they publicly said they arrested Maduro. You guys realize that, right? Happy birthday, Queen. You know? So Venezuela is the number one in oil, right? The US benefits from them. So is it beneficial for the US for them to be sanction free and for US to be able to freely trade with them? And now they have an ally of the United States as well. Of course. So it benefits them to make them a free floating currency, right? On the, back on the Forex and everything like that. So that's what's happening, correct? Because Venezuelan Bolivar is surging on the stock market. It's moving really, really fast. They're doing large trades in Venezuela. Okay. So, and like all the currencies, when they go to lower denoms and the 3 zeros, it's called dual circulation. So they go side by side until the old notes get taken out of circulation. Does that make sense? Because everything is planned. Everything was already planned. You know, you're just seeing it play out in front of you. Venezuela, Iran, is all of that was already planned. This has been planned a long time. This thing with Iraq, everything. The white papers for Iraq, everything. This was supposed to be done in 2011, I believe. But they had to make sure that once they do change it, that the bad people would have no access to it. Does that make sense? So I would rather have security with my money than not. Now, somebody asked, what do I think about I think Venezuelan Bolivar is going to be a very big return on your investment, in my opinion. Deborah, can they do that simultaneously with the currency? Yes, they can. It's called dual circulation. I will post a definition in the members only, but you should get the link for Discord and come in there because that's part of your membership. Now, so do you guys see also? Let's talk this way. We were very slowed down, right? There was barely any news. Everything was like stuck. Do you notice how everything is moving now? A lot faster. How there's a lot of confusion. Lulu, aloha. 18 to 21, but I'm also hearing 23 Sabrianos. The VES is good. Papa G. MJ. A lot of confusion, right? They're starting to also show all the projects and stuff that they've completed. Have you guys noticed that? Did you see the mall that they've just completed? That mall was not completed with 1310. There's no way, I don't care what anybody says. All right. Every project that they've completed is in billions. So does that math even make sense? It doesn't. Well, there's two rates, in my opinion. There's loans, and they were using the American dollar. They cannot use the American dollar anymore. They've paid back their loans, but they still have arrears. They still have arrears with salaries, with loans, different things like that, right? You've got the IMF there, the World Bank, you know. I believe the Fed is there. No, the US Treasury is there, you know. Do you think they're just there for whatever? Now an article comes out for Iraq to devalue their dinar. If you read that carefully, in that same article, it says they have to appreciate the dinar and stabilize it. If you read their consultation that they did for them, the Article 6 consultation, what they say, all right? They know full well for Article 8, for WTO accession, they have to have a convertible currency that's not restricted. The dinar is not restricted, okay? If they were going to go, and 1300 is punishable and it's nominal. It does not give their currency their real value. So, for example, if that was a real effective exchange rate, the currency has to be like, you have to know the value of the currency because what you're trading. So, you get what I'm trying to say? You have to know. So, if you're trading with another country, say you're getting rice, I'm just giving you an example. You have to know like what you're paying, like, you know what I mean? Like price wise, like what it's worth. You get it? It has to have a value in order to trade. So it can't be nominal because nominal is only domestic, it's inside country. I was getting to that. AP then. I'll get to that in a second. You understand what I'm saying? You have to be able to trade with other countries. Why is the Treasury saying that they were watching for countries manipulating their currency? Why do you think Vietnam, Indonesia, like all these countries, where their currencies were low? Because it's cheaper for them, right? They were manipulated. They were holding it back. They were, you know what I mean? Like what they're doing with gold and silver. They're like, they're manipulating it up, down, up, down. They can't do that anymore. With a rear, they cannot do that. You know, the Oscada system requires a rear. Taxes and tariffs requires a rear. You know, how are you going to do digital with 1300? Can somebody explain that to me? Baby quick case. IQD is not on OFAC. I will pull it up and I will show it to you. And neither is VES. IQD is actually a minor currency. VES is still exotic. I will show it to you. I will post it as soon as we're done this. They are not on OFAC because you should have told Chase that they, for their information, they were taken out of Chapter 7 and they no longer have any restrictions or sanctions on them. There were sanctions of some people in Iraq, but there's no banking restrictions or sanctions, and they're out of Chapter 7 and they're Article 8 compliant through the IMF. So I'm just letting you know, in my opinion, you could tell them as well. They were taken, they have no sanctions. And if they look up on IMF, there's no restrictions on the Iraqi dinar. Dr. Sarah, any of my members, have I not shown you guys that it's all like there's no sanctions and restrictions on it? They would not be able to if they were on OFAC and they were restricted and sanctioned, first of all, they wouldn't be an ally of the United States. They wouldn't be able to sign the strategic framework agreement or the bilateral agreement. Okay. They would not be able to buy military equipment or planes from the United States because you have to be an ally. Okay. So, no, they're not. I appreciate you saying that, but yeah, no. The only one that was on OFAC that I personally saw was Iran. And actually, they just, there was an article, actually, I think it was from the State Department. Didn't I read it to you guys? I think like 2 days ago, where it says that they actually loosened the sanctions on Venezuela. My group, didn't I? I think I read it, tell you guys, didn't I? And that Russia is trying to do whatever they can so that they can get into what's going on right now. And it actually says in the article to work with Mr. T for the economic reforms. That was in print. I read it. Okay. Why is the World Bank working there? And another question. This is a big one. FinTech, which is the digital system that everybody's on, right? All the banks, everything, ISO 222, Basel 3. Why is the hub for that in Iraq? If they're a third world country that is not going to change their currency. Why not in Qatar, Kuwait, Dubai, Saudi Arabia? Why Iraq? The hub for FinTech. Venezuela, they're easing sanctions because Trump wants to get their Mr. T wants to get their oil and stuff like that. They want him to be able to trade because they're actually even an ally of the United States. And the person that was writing the article, I believe he was an economist that was writing it. It was actually on Reuters. I'll post it. They're surprised on how fast Venezuela is changing everything. But it's not that they're fast changing it. This was already all planned, in my opinion. You understand what I'm saying? Vietnam is so wealthy. All these countries, right? But yet they manipulate their currency. Their central banks control their currency. They don't go on the Forex market where the currency free floats due to supply and demand. Does that make sense? If they had a real value to their currency and they stopped manipulating it and only using it domestically, they would be able to see the true value because the supply and demand would control the value. Does that make sense? It has to, that's why they have to do it. And that's why the US Treasury Secretary said that he hasn't noticed any of those countries controlling their manipulating their currencies lately. Yeah, because they're gonna, you know what I mean? They're doing what they have to do. I'm trying to catch up on the questions I was trying to explain. Right, Jonathan, exactly. Why go digital? Why would they go digital and launch it and announce it for a program rate that's only used domestically in country? How does that make sense? And they were saying that, oh, it's in the pilot stages, blah, 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 whatever. All of a sudden now it's launched. Well, that was part of IMF's requirements, digitalization, wasn't it? Mr. T wants everybody on a level playing field. Does he not? He just was talking about how the dollar, the fiat dollar, is going down, right? And it is, but it's going down purposely. That's when they spiked the silver. Does that make sense? So when the dollar goes down, 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 down to immediate, like, you know what I mean, almost crashing, right? What happens to the foreign currency? It goes where? Okay. It goes up because the foreign currency, that's what got, Clinton, the Kuwait reinstatement. And this is what's gonna get, how do you think we're gonna get out of all our debt and everything like that? All this stuff is gonna be handled. Yeah, it's gonna be handled. And in my opinion, it already is. You know? That's why it's if you go to the White House website, as soon as you get on it, now it pops up and it says, "Welcome to the Golden Age." Why? Because the new currency is backed by what? Backed by gold, correct? Because Mr. T will never allow his country's money to be lower than anybody else. Does that make sense? See how it all comes together? They're all on blockchain, all digital, using crypto for cross-border payments. Exactly, it's a global event. It's global. You see how it's all making sense? Like everything you were told, this, and this. Is Iraq not buying a whole lot of gold? They are, right? Vietnam, Indonesia, like all these countries that we're looking at, you know? And there's all this talk about when have you when the other president when it was in office, how often did you hear him talk about Vietnam or Indonesia or Iraq or Iran? How often? You understand what I'm trying to say? Another thing too. Okay, King Faisal. Remember when Alak was in London with the guy from the BIS, the head guy? He was given the dollar with King Fahsad's name on it. You guys all know what that means, right? It means coming back to where they were and, starting new. So why do with that if you're going to stay with what you're with, what you have? You know what I mean? Why do they keep bringing up Saddam and how great it was when they had what they had? You know what I mean? Like a high rate to their currency. Their currency was. Why now? Platform GT, I'm going to get to your question in a second. Okay. Why now? Sudani says they're doing everything like Vietnam. Why would he all of a sudden say that? Because it's a plan. Because they're partners. First of all, they're trading partners. You know, it's all of them are gonna get flipped together. I'm telling you, Vietnam is ready. And all of them, Vietnam and Indonesia, are in that peace thing that the world peace that Mr. T's doing with the old president. When did those countries ever get invited to that? Never. Vietnam status on and Indonesia on the BIS and the IMF changed. Okay, so they cannot. They could do everything with those rates in country, but you guys have to understand that the real value, the real rate, the rear is not being shown to you right now. But once they flip it, all of them are going to flip together. So they're going from a peg to a pair. Does that make sense? With a basket of currencies, which the Iraqi dinar is the linchpin for. Does that make a little more sense? Okay. Fuad Hussein, right? Who is, you guys understand, I have to say in my opinion, but is the new president that they're waiting on, right? That's who's going to come in, like, that's the government, whatever. He's saying that, all about this Malik, we're doing everything to please America because we want this, and this for our country. Did you see how they're partying right now in Iraq? Ramadan? Partying. There was not even close to that last year. They're going to have the best Ramadan they ever had. But they don't have purchasing power. So how are they living it up? Their food price, everything is different. These people are not even getting paid salaries, but they're partying like rock stars. I'll post videos. Did you see their mall? Martha, welcome to level 1. You know? How? How are they building all this? Their country looks better than ours. They're eating escargot. Kevin said the rates for dinar were close to $4. It was like 322, then went up to like almost 4. I could post it if you like. Thank you, Lulu. You understand what I'm trying to say? Their country looks like almost Dubai, but yet they have no purchasing power, and they're the hub for fintech. Tell somebody else, please. Okay? Vietnam, all digital. They're building international, they're doing international digital conferences, all kinds of stuff. With their rate? Are you serious? Yeah, they're in a World Trade Center, but are they active? I mean, the WTO. Are they active there? Are they actively trading in the WTO? Is Indonesia actively trading in the WTO? Is Venezuela? No, they're not. Why? Because yeah, they have a rate. You could be in there, as long as it's not sanctions and it's freely convertible, whatever. But does it have value? It does not. It only has value where inside their country. And they're not even using that, in my opinion. You see what I'm trying to say? And think about it. Only when Mr. T came into office, a lot of talk started about these countries specifically. And who are the main two he wants to do business with that he keeps talking about? Venezuela and Iraq. And now he's talking about Iran as well. When he says something, doesn't he have a point to saying it? Doesn't it usually happen with what he said? He's building a hotel in Vietnam. I believe Greenland had something to do with this as well. Somebody asked me about Nancy. You know what I think about Nancy? Optics, in my opinion. All part of the nice little show we're watching. Could be a distraction as well. But in my opinion, they're all involved. They know exactly where and how she is. It's taken 20 days to find a celebrity's. Are you kidding me? All the cops, everybody can't find it. Come on. Then they have a letter. Then the letter's gone. Like, yeah. And isn't she against? She's not pro. Um, Mr. YMCA, right? But this is what I think. So, what I was going to say. Sudani had a meeting. They are working on the private sector. And all of a sudden, yeah, they're working on the private sector. Well, how are you working on the private sector and building all this stuff, the pot, everything, when what are you using? You still haven't even paid salaries. You haven't passed your 26 budget. And by the way, they're saying 1,300 is in 26 budget. Well, no, it's not. And there's a temporary oil per barrel rate in there too. They were using the 10-12 budget, which is like a ghost budget. You know what I mean? For the tripartite budget. So, but yet you did all these things. Do you see what I'm trying to say? They want you focused over here and not over there. Okay? And once everything gets exposed, people are going to be in shock when the truth comes out. Do you think people expected to see the person that got arrested get arrested? I think some people were pretty shocked. Lulu, do you think we need the Clarity Act, Maria? For the legislation of crypto, but I believe, in my opinion, things are already being done, you know, with the cross-border payments and stuff like that. And Mr. T is able to do like an emergency executive order for that. But the Clarity Act basically puts it in official legislation. So to answer your question, for the to revalue, in my opinion, though, because that's going to drive it. I think that once the currencies go, you're going to have maybe like, I would say 48 to 72 hours for the cryptos. And I believe the gold and silver is going to go, and the copper is going to go together with the cryptos. That's in my opinion. But I think that before it goes through the roof, especially XRP, I think it's going to drop down between 30 and 50 cents, in my opinion. LS, that's what I'm saying, because he can sign, because they're using it for cross border payments, XRP. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just legislation, official legislation. And I'll tell you what, copper, and not financial advice, but I think it's going to be pretty valuable. Deborah, when you talk to banks, you got to remember, if you're talking to a teller, a lot of them don't know. You understand what I'm saying? Um, are you talking to upper level people, or if they're telling you they know nothing about it, right? Then you say to them, "Oh, really? You have no idea anything about the Iraqi dinar?" Hi, Chief. You know. Oh, there's Chief Matt, guys. Any questions, you can get them in chat as well. Chief, I gave out your email in the beginning. Um, you understand what I'm saying? Ramadan, the best Ramadan they ever had. And by the way, Kuwait revalued on Ramadan. Deborah, it's, if you're a client, do you exchange foreign currency? Yes, we do. Well, I have some that's going to mature. Well, what do you have? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, we don't deal with that. Oh, no, but you used to sell it, right? It used to be the highest currency in the world. You don't know anything about what's happening with all these countries that are increasing their values of their currency? Well, let me show you. And if it's JP Morgan, just put in Jamie Dimon and Al Sudani. Pull up a picture at the WEF and be like, you know nothing about it, but isn't this your CEO? Then put in Trade Bank of Iraq and JP Morgan. JP Morgan is partners with the Trade Bank of Iraq, but you know nothing about it. You must need more education. Okay, so I'll just take my business somewhere else. Have a good day. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. And then when you leave, you can make a call to somebody higher up, like in corporate. Okay. And then tell them what happened. But that's a whole different situation. You know what I'm saying? But you want to talk to somebody in upper management, or a branch manager, wealth manager, private banker, relationship banker at Wells. Carolyn, Roger, Maria, in your opinion, do you think we're getting very close to this? Yes, in my opinion. The baby's crowning, in my opinion. They just got to push it out. But this is Iraq, man. They keep playing with my emotions. Chief, put in a positive message in there. But yeah, so once Maliki withdraws his nomination, you know, it's very, very good. And I told you guys, I said that there's a lot of smoke, and there's no way Maliki's ever going to become the prime minister. Deborah, it's advised, to be a little further away from your house for safety reasons. I agree with you, Chief Mack, in my opinion. But everything is being cleaned up, so. Oh, Dr. Sarah, wait that long? That would be cool, but Chief, I was singing a song. I said it was beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Everything is lining up, guys. Everything is lining up. And Kuwait revalued. And I'm telling you, this is Kuwait 2.0, in my opinion. Lady Ultra Mega. And so he was the first. I'm thinking that the domino effect will be next. In my opinion, you're 100% correct. And that's when I say, and so it begins, in my opinion. Welcome to priority level, Cynthia. Is that? I know who that is. Welcome, welcome. All right, guys, any other questions? So just a matter of time. He's supposed to be withdrawn in the next couple hours. Deborah, you could email me and offering like packages would help with that. It's my admins, can you please put my email in the chat? It's dinarinfo2024@gmail.com. What Chief Mac means about the one percenters, the people, the chosen ones that get to benefit from this blessing. Happy birthday, Sandy. Oh, Dr. Sarah and Sandy have the same birthdays. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Hopefully, we'll be celebrating on the boat with Chief in Atlanta. Oh, ooh, and Chief in the South. Happy birthday to you. All of this is related, guys. It's all based and it's an operation that's planned for a long time. And the cryptos, you know, are really going to be, it's going to be huge. Everything digital, you know, the X's, H bar, ZBEC. There's a lot of, you know, awesome AP then. Exciting times, guys. Just be safe, you know, be discerning, stay grounded, you know. I'll tell you what, I couldn't wait as long as some people waited. I really couldn't. My patience would run absolutely thin. They're all ISO compliant. They're all, you know, they're considered basically currencies. Darlene, what about copper? Is the value going up? In my opinion, I think copper could be valuable. Yeah, in my opinion. But I'm not giving you any financial advice. I'm just saying that I would look, you know, I'm definitely looking at copper as well. Well, I'm actually going to go sleep now. So, all right. But I promised you guys a live. So here I am. And if there's any breaking news, I will post shorts. And thank you all for being here. Thank you for my new members. I appreciate you all. Please reach out to dinarinfo2024@gmail.com for more information to take advantage of what else comes with your membership. Also, please like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for everything. And I'll see you again. Bye, Chief. Love you. Jack, love you. Bye, guys. Thank you. Thank you to my mods. Callie, babe. Hello. All right, guys. Bye-bye.